djdunack.
Welcome. This is DJ Dunack, and we are live on live.
Amen.
Okay, right here. Yes. How are you, ma?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And you?
Good. I'm doing very well. So, how's it been through this lockdown? I know it's been busy for you. Tell us.
It has been, it's been busy, like you said, especially because I work in mental health. So even though there's a lockdown, as for healthcare professionals, there's no lockdown. And suppose for us in mental health, what it means is that even though people have been advised to stay in their homes, there are people that will still have to go to their homes to see them because it's crucial for us to go there. So what we had to get the staff to do was make sure that they maintain serious, what we call infection control precautions.
Wow.
So we would use what we call the PPE, which is the personal and protective equipment. It comes in different grades, depending on the kind of infection that the person has. So I would say it's busy. I think the family was talking about, it's been a long time we've been home. I said, well, for me, I don't see that way because I have not been home. I've been going to work. So the way they perceive the lockdown is different from the way I perceive it based on my own experience.
Wow.
And another thing to say is that people have been, a lot of issues, or even some patients are coming up with different diagnoses, which is separate from what they had before, because of the fear of the lockdown, because of some people even were diagnosed with depression, because someone who had a family with them before, and because they've been asked to now shield, which is to just stay away or isolate themselves, self-isolate at home. So the family will have to move out, and it's just them for the period that the letter states, which is usually 3 months for most of them. And maybe family who wants to help will just drop food like outside and then they go and pick it. And then also, even when those stuff still come, you still have to make sure it's well disinfected in case it's been handled. So it was a lot of people came with even fear. Some were having panic attack. They were just afraid. Some were even those who could go out, some of them were even afraid to go out, like just go for exercise. People were allowed to go for just exercise. People were afraid to even go out to do that. And some of them couldn't even, like stay inside. And those who were used to going out, like those going to the day center, I was sharing with somebody today, the man just couldn't understand why he cannot go out, and then he kept repeating. So he's an elderly man, way more than, I think, 90 plus. But that is his life. So he wakes up in the morning, has his watch, takes his meal, go to the day center. Yeah. That's his life. That's where he meets his friend. That's where he spends his day. When it's evening time, comes back again, comes home, and that is the day for him. But on this occasion, even when the neighbor was saying, because he didn't have anyone, wife died like more than 30 years ago, and the neighbor was saying, there's a lockdown, you need to say, no, he doesn't believe. No, I don't believe that. So he went, several days, nobody everywhere. So he came and knocked on her door and said, what's going on there? So she kept repeating that, and she had to call the social services on his behalf before they now put a plan in place for him and started bringing food for him. But then he still comes to her to knock on her door just to talk. And then she tells him, we are supposed to be inside. We're not supposed to be, it's really, really, really challenging.
I can tell that it's been massively busy for you. But
very busy.
It's amazing that even in the midst of the busy nature of work at the moment for you guys, particularly in the health section, but you still were able to work on the music, to release a single. We're gonna come back to the work, the mental health, and have a little discuss in that area. But for now, let's come to how you were able to still find time to still record music, even at this time that is so busy for you. Now, before we go,
Okay.
I just want you to, I know some of our viewers will be wondering, okay, yeah, who really is she? Yeah, we've heard that she was mental health sector. She's done music. Maybe perhaps there are other things you do. Just in a nutshell, tell us.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Margaret Adedeji. I'm a registered mental health nurse by profession, also registered in general nursing, but throughout my years, I've actually practiced mental health nursing. And I've been doing mental health nursing for about 35 years or probably more. Wow. Which I started from Nigeria, then came to this country. We had to acclimatize, do what we call it.
Are they not letting you go, or you just still want to help more? Because I think 35 by now you should be relaxing.
Honestly, frankly speaking, I don't know what I would do. I love the job.
Oh,
I love the job. So even when I say I want to retire, I may be thinking about a day or 2 days still doing something
yeah, I think it's like that for most medical practitioners.
Yes, it's something that I. So I'm a mental health, so it's mental health background, and which is something I'm still doing. I'm currently managing teams, like a locality in Southeast London. I'm also a team leader. I mentor people. I mentor people both at work, that is professional wise or profession wise. I also mentor people religious wise. So I'm a pastor. So I have people that I mentor and coach. And also I'm an author. So I've released one of my books, which is called Focus. And I'm actually, the other book is just in the making right now, which is called The Power of Imagination. Nothing Can Be Denied. So that's the second book before the end, or I think it should be out. It's already packed up. It's been, proofread, and it's ready to come out. And like you said, I'm a singer. I'm a mother of 3 children.
Yeah.
20, 17 and 13 and 14.
Wow.
And my wife, my husband is somewhere there, and they are all just keeping so that I have time for this.
Okay.
Thank God for their lives.
Good.
And also, I'm a singer, so that's where I've come to the music part of it. And I think the important part, like the question you asked there, is that the important thing there is that I think is for the music, or all I do is I say it's a gift, sir.
Okay.
Because once it's a gift, it's something that is given to you.
Yeah.
Of the Lord. You just love doing it. You have to look for that time to do it. It's something you enjoy doing. So I don't struggle, and apart from that, I don't even sit down to put the songs together. That's the wonderful part of it. I just sleep and the song just comes in a dream. That's how I get all my songs. I have never sat down to compose a song. In short, if I sit down to do it, I think I'm even going to struggle. I've never been able to do that. And over the years, from when I was young, I would say, oh, I dreamt and there was this nice song. I didn't take it serious. I never took it serious until just of late, and somebody said, you need to be recording the songs. You need to be recording the song. So once the song comes, before it goes, I will just quickly grab my phone and record. So it's something that I believe is a gift, and it's something that I really love doing.
So we can say that you are someone of many gifts.
Yes.
Many gifts.
Yes.
All right, now let's talk about this song that has just been released today. Brand new song.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
We All Matter. What inspired this song at such a time as this?
Thank you. Now, if I say that issues around racism is just started now, that means I'm lying, and everybody knows that. It's been from before I was born. For years, for decades, there's been racism, but I think in different countries the way it happens is different. Some is so, how do you say, so subtle. You have to, just quietly, whether the way they talk, the way they push you back, it's always been there. But I don't know how. I believe maybe because of the way that George Floyd died, and the whole world watched him crying for his life, why someone was kneeling on his neck. And then I think it's also even the behavior of that person with his hand in the pockets and kneeling on that man. And the man was screaming, "I can't breathe." There's so many stories to that. Crying for his mother, a man that's, you know, grown-up man like that. Only for us to find out later that the mom too was dead. So the mom actually knew that he was, you know, I think the way he felt, he knew that this was it. If you look at him, this is somebody who was handcuffed. I think that just sent a lot of, you know, message to all of us, to all of us. And when you start listening to the youth talking, the effect it's had on everybody is so great. So I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised when I think the next day, because it was all in the social media. People were crying, youths were crying. They were like, when is this going to stop? You know, and I think what was happening was that it was bringing in a lot of, you know, like things that has happened, things they've been trying to just, you know, allow to just, they've just buried it and said, let's just take it like that. Let's just live life the way it is. Let's take it like this. It's just brought it back to the surface for everybody. And I was not surprised when I was sleeping that night that song just came. And all I could hear was that for all of you, and that was the message, you all matter to me. No matter how anybody is trying to segregate you, I am your maker. And to me, all of you matter. And you know, that word about, I can feel your pain. And feel how you are maybe at work, they are in the meeting. I'm just talking from experience now. Or things I've heard from those I mentor or my mentee. They turn you down, they put you down when you are trying to talk, they just shush you. You bring in a wonderful idea, they quickly shush you. Someone else will not take the same idea and say the same meeting, and they will say, wow, well done, that's a brilliant idea. And then you leave that place feeling like, my God. You know, and that is God's message for us. That no matter how they treat you, no matter what they say about you, all of you matter to me. Because what this can lead to, that inferiority complex. You know, children grow up and they start to ask their parents, why am I this color? Why is my color not different? Why am I not white? Why am I this color? You know, so we really, and that was the message I got. And I woke up and I just told my daughters who are kind of into music, I said, this is what God has given me. And I believe that we need to release this song to bring all of us together. Not like matter, all of us. Our life matters. And it's just the way it matters to God, it has to matter to us as well. Jesus Christ said, have one God, love the Lord your God. And the second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor as yourself, somebody will not be sitting on the neck, kneeling on the neck for 9 minutes. For 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Wow, this is really touching. It's deeply touching. I can feel it from your passion right now. And I can also justify why that song had to come out. This. And I believe that as people are hearing it, as people, you know, it brings that sense of coexistence, sense of unity, and stuff. I thank God also that, you know, because I was going to ask you that next, that as a I think you have brought the message also from the angle of the spiritual end of it, which has really, I believe, has really dealt with it. And we want to believe that as we continue to pray, we begin to see changes and difference in our world, such that our children will be able to experience a more, you know, globally united, you know, world, as it were.
Amen.
We want to appreciate you for that effort, even for in your busy schedule to be able to put it together. And I always want to ask you, how was it for you, you know, to juggle it together? Tell us, maybe somebody is wondering how are you able to do that?
I believe it's prioritizing, sir. One of the things I've learned I think probably in my years of, maybe I should say leadership management, is how to prioritize. What comes first. Even at work, if you don't prioritize, you end up doing everything and then find out that you have not done the important thing that you need to do. So it's just prioritizing. So already, as soon as this song came, I've got so many songs that is recorded on my phone already. But this one came, I knew that I've got to be sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit. This one has to come out now. No. That I knew. And as soon as it came, I just quickly recorded it and then spoke to my small daughter. I said, we need to put a body to this. We need to put a body. And all I'm saying that within, let me not exaggerate, let's just say 10 minutes, we had to put a body to the song. Wow. And we just sat down there in the garden and started to sing it. And that is just how it is. Once God's sound is in it, it just flows. You know, that's one thing I will always say, that we cannot run another man's race. There's always grace released for us. Somebody was also asking me, how do you do this? A pastor, a mom, a wife, a sister, your job, and you say you're mentoring, you are writing, you are singing. How are you doing all this? And I said, it doesn't mean I'm not sleeping. Honestly, I am sleeping. But I take it one at a time. By the time I faced the book, I just faced it squarely and then finished it. When the song came, I did it. I may need to wake up maybe early some nights. I may need to do that earlier. And then I also tend to go to work like 2 hours early. Just to do a few things, not for work, for my own self. And then pray and then hand over the day to God. So it takes God for someone to be able to do it all. Because if we depend on the flesh alone, one will struggle. It takes God.
Wow, it's amazing. I know at first I noticed that you started doing the recording, the singing and all. But at some point I saw your older daughter came on board. And it was quite amazing at this time around. Even Tiffany got up with the fire. What's going on? What are you doing today?
I think with my eldest daughter, Debbie, or Deborah, so she likes to be called Debbie, I would say this is God. Okay. Because by the time she became a teenager, towards the end of her finishing her secondary school, we made a trip to Nigeria. I've been one thing, sir, from when I was single. Okay. I've always said to God that you have to give me children that will serve you. I was maybe I don't know, from as far as I can remember, because I'm just thinking, maybe I was even in primary school, secondary school. Anytime we are talking about family, I've always said that I will have children that will serve God. That's one thing I always spoke to God about. Now, and I started praying about it, just in my closet there with God. I said, you created this child, your image and likeness. I want to start seeing you using her. That one-to-one personal experience I want her to have with you. It's not about, it's my mother's God. It has to be my God. That relationship must come. It's not, let me follow my mom to church. There has to be a relationship between. So by the time we went to Nigeria, and a lot of my sister's children they were in uni, and she could see how they were, when the rest of them are busy dancing and all, the ones that were really sown out for Christ would spend time studying the Word of God or reading books that was helping them to develop. Honestly, when we came back, my daughter just came to me and said, Mom, I'm stopping all this music I'm listening to, and I want to start listening to songs that will build me up. She said, because I've given my life to Christ. Wow. I just got up and I just embraced that. And I said, thank you, Lord. I just thank God for our life. And bit by bit, we were going to a church, but they didn't have a youth department that could meet the needs of youth. It was majorly prayer of a fall down and die, fall down and die, fall down and die, of which, you know, for the children, you know, what
understand that.
So she tried going to a regime that is not far from the house, but when she comes home and tells me what she's learned, I knew that she was learning, she was gaining, and she was growing spiritually.
Okay. Yeah.
And from there, she even had a mentor who would contact us, speak to us. They were even going through school work with them, which was so good. And from there, she moved into uni. And, you know, whatever challenge she must have passed through in life, I was rest assured that the God in her would see her through, which God did. So while she was in church, she joined the choir, the youth choir. And then from there, you know, they are very quiet children, very shy, you know. So I had to use the music to draw them in. Use the music to draw, because she was in the choir. So I said, listen, you're in the choir, you sing. Listen, I'm going to record this song. I need you to come with me. So that's how she got involved in, I think, the third single.
Yeah, third one. Yes,
the third single. Okay, that's how she got involved in the third single. I think she did the video of the second single.
And it was
involved in the third one. Yeah, and in this one as well. That's how I just said, myself and Tiffany will put this song together.
Oh,
we need to do the recording. I would need you. And it's so funny the vital part she also plays in the recording. And so I thank God for her life. And I think with the little one, she's just grown with us. Because by the time I gave birth to her, I was already in Christ. So if I say in Christ, because I came from a Catholic background. Before I met my husband, and then coming to this country, there was so much relaxation. We were so keen on, I need to work, I need to make money. No, you just come. But then we have to relax and really focus on God. So with her, she just started with us. And that's how she also got involved in it. It's funny how she comes with me to your place, we record and all, and it's as if she wasn't even interested. So recently, she asked me and said, Mom, how do I know my gifts? How do I know what God has called me to do? Because I know in specific people, is placed different gifts. And she said, like you always say, we should not be competitive, but we should complement each other. And I said, yes, you are right, my dear. I said, so number one, you need to pray about it. And one thing I will say is that your gifts is always something that you don't struggle to do. It's something that you love to do. That is why when you are copying someone else, you will discover that you are not struggling there. And then the first time she just put a song together, she put both the solo and everything. I was surprised. I think she was like 9 or 10 years old then. And in the prayer meeting, she said, Mom, I have a song to sing. She sang the song. From that time, she was a bit quiet. But I now noticed that I just discussed with her. I said, do you know that I have a lot of songs that I get through my dreams and record them? And she said, Mom, send them to my phone. And this girl started putting body to this music. I said, my God, if only this child knows the gift what God has put in what God, and looking at, you know, if you're listening to this song, you know, we all matter. When it got to the part that she did, I love the kind of emotion that was put in the part that she was singing, because that is what actually captures what we pass through day by day.
It's difficult. Just like it. Difficult.
Difficult. So that's the story of our life. That's how it's been.
This is amazing. And I also appreciate the fact that the way, you know, you brought them to ministry as well. I see them supporting. I even see them ministry along with you at meetings, which is really exemplary, because we see a lot of them ministers who carry their own along, you know. You know.
Sir, I want to just quickly say, I was ministering somewhere, and I was saying that God will help us as parents to be good examples for our children.
Exactly.
The reason why I'm saying this is because there's a very close friend of ours. They are not in this country anymore, but their children are all here. One of them converted to Muslim.
Oh, dear.
Because of marriage.
Okay.
The person he wanted to marry is a Muslim, and the family will not allow the marriage unless he converts. Converted. Now, I felt as if, for me, like we've lost someone, and I'm still praying. I'm still praying for them. Now, my message for everybody that listened to me that weekend was, what are we going to tell God? That was our role in the lives of our children. In leading them and bringing them in the way of the Lord. Now, when I was talking to my daughter, she said, Mommy, you need to understand that the way they were brought up is different from the way you guys brought us up. We saw you guys diligent and serious with the work of God. And we followed you through. It was not because we were part of it. It didn't mean as if it's extra work for us. But she said that theirs was like epileptic Christian. Today they are praying Jesus, tomorrow, or you don't hear anything. So the children were just allowed to just do whatever they want. And even the boy was even saying he's a free thinker. So that's what she was trying to explain to me, that you need to understand where he's coming from. It's different. She said, because you are looking at it the way you people have brought us up to be the same as, she said, it's different. It's different. And that's how it is in different homes. But because we are part and parcel of this from when we are young, you've brought us up and we have grown to be it. It is part of us. Part of us. And what we do is, people around us, we make sure that the people we have around us are people that we are learning and blessing ourselves. Because it would be so bad for us to lose our children. From the fold, the sheepfold of Christ. Outside. What would be our story? Honestly. Praise the Lord.
Wow, we thank God. We thank God for this, and we believe that the ones that have veered away, God will restore them.
Amen.
They just need clarity.
Yes.
They are not. When the Bible says that do not provoke them. Parents, by their examples, like they have provoked the children. In other words, the children really don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
They will say something, do another, and promise another. God help us as parents to be consistent and diligent and be able to live that lifestyle that they will be able to see, and their eyes will be singing.
That's true.
So that they don't like you do this, and and just like your experience with Debbie, just as you have said, they will now come to the knowledge by themselves.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
They see us every day, minister to people, preach to people. It doesn't mean that is what we get them say.
No, it's true. You're right, sir.
That is that. But when we see that we are consistent, it shows a seed in them. And that comes to that climax where they are able to now come to that point. We thank God because this is really exemplary, and I will believe that a lot of parents will learn from this. And will pray those ones that God will redeem and will restore them in the name of Jesus.
If I can just quickly come, sir. Something else, because as a pastor, and for us that we say we are pastor, what we preach, what we say on the pulpit, are we doing it in the house? Because this is another thing that the children are looking at. We climb the pulpit, we present ourselves as holier than thou. The world doesn't really see us as a human being that has even weaknesses, and that we are only able to survive because of Christ in us. We've got faults. If we become, I have to say this, unfortunately, this is what is common in African churches. The pastor present themselves like they don't fault at all. They are perfect 100%. And it's not possible.
It's not.
What makes us keep going is Christ in us.
Yeah.
And so if we can, whatever message we preach on the pulpit, do the same in the house, because you now see a different person in the house.
Yeah.
So how would the children now believe that message?
Believe, yeah.
They will say, what kind of Christ are these people ministering on the pulpit when they can't reflect their own lives in the house? So God will help us, you know. God will help us.
Amen. 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 And that is the reason why most of them would rather just walk away altogether.
Yes, yes.
Thank God for God, who is Savior. In fact, that is him, that is who he is, that is his office, that is his possibility. He is interested in saving. I will continue to pray and not to preach and speak to this young one, because it's an opportunity for the gospel.
Yes, sir.
We are going to hit on the mental health area, because that one has been my own interest. And thank God that you are, you know, an authority in that area. Okay, tell us in a nutshell. A lot of people do not know what is mental.
Okay, so I think what I will do, I gave them a message or presentation, on depression, you know, which is a part of mental health. Not just quickly looking at mental health itself. If someone is mentally healthy, that means that person is in a state of well-being in which that person is able to realize his or her own potential. The person can cope with the normal stresses of life. The person can work productively and fruitfully, and the person is able to make contribution to his or her community. That is mental health.
Wow.
One of the things I want us to note here.
Hold on, man. Let that sink in well a bit. You know, because people will think that mental health is only when you are sick and you are not able to now. So you mean that if you are still unable to fully recognize your potential, you are productive and fruitful. You are not making contribution. Hey, Jesus.
To your community.
I don't know.
Yes, sir. So what I want us to quickly know now, because some people will say, people don't really understand this one about coping with the normal stresses of life. I always tell people that stress is part of life.
Okay.
Things that brings about stress in our life, it comes every day. People with children, especially with the lockdown, you are trying to work from home, the children are screaming all around you. You are probably having a meeting and you see them shouting and screaming all around you. You are trying to eat, the children are jumping on you, and all a lot of things that causes stress in our life. But mental health is the ability to cope with those stressors or those stresses in life. Being able to cope. By the time you are coming away from the line of coping and not coping, some symptoms now start to come.
Very good. That takes me to my next question. What are the symptoms of poor mental health?
Okay, so it now depends. What we're talking about is a vast thing.
Area and word.
It now depends on the kind of, because it's either mental health or mental illness.
Okay.
Mental health or mental illness.
Okay.
Or mental disorder.
Okay.
So it's so broad. It is very wide. And when we talk about mental illness or mental disorder, the reason why I said let's look at mental health, so that people can know exactly what they need to look out for when we are talking about someone who is mentally healthy. So under mental illness, we have what we call anxiety disorder.
Okay.
That's one. And the anxiety disorder is when people respond to a certain situation, or even could be objects, and they now respond to it as they are afraid. They dread it. Some of them could even be afraid of going out because of that. Some of them could have panic attack because of that. And one of the signs of this is that they get that panic attack, they become very restless, their heartbeats start to be very fast, and then they are sweating. So most people that I know who suffer from this serious or severe anxiety disorder, some of them don't even want to leave the house. So it depends on what is the cause of it. If the cause is out there, they won't want to leave the house. So you will see them want to stay inside. They want to start working on that. Gradually, gradually. So they become really afraid and they have panic attack. Then they start to be afraid. They start to sweat. Their heartbeat runs fast. Usually with that anxiety, the heartbeat and sweating is one of the major symptoms. Now, we can also look at mood disorders. So part of mental illness or classification of mental illness. Under mood disorder, you can also call it the affective disorders. In this case, you have somebody who is sad this minute because it's affecting their mood. So this minute they are very sad. When they are sad, a lot of thoughts come to their mind. Even in that period of being sad, they may even start thinking about harming themselves, because some of them will go into depression during that time. And then it now fluctuates again with another time period where they are high. They are very happy. So very hyper. They are very happy. That is when you see them go out shopping and they use their card. They can spend thousands just to be happy. Thousands of pounds just buying things even things they don't even need. So they make some unwise decision during that time. So that's the mood disorder. So that means the mood is not at an equilibrium where it is stable. Usually, it's always good to find out what leads to it as well. So that's another thing that can be explored during the mood disorder period.
Wow, I tell you, this is really big. I think this is something to start breaking down. But you see, thank God, this is just like an overview of it. Later on, we will start. People can still get hold of you, man, as regular as possible, so that we can be able to break this in. Now, what are the things that you think can be done so that you go away with them? Some of those things that can be done to maintain good mental health.
Okay, so one of the major things that we need to do to maintain good mental health, apart from me being a pastor, we need to make sure that we have our regular checkups with our doctor, regular checkup, that is just so they call there's one thing they call MOT. Okay. It's an annual checks. Yeah. Everybody's supposed to do it. Really? A lot of the time the GP sends letter to us, we don't even go.
Once the car is roadworthy, our own is automatic. We keep going.
We just keep walking, you see. But we need to tell this body that we are using to do all these things. So if you can walk into your surgery and tell them you want MOT or well-man check, some surgery call it well-man or well-woman's check. So the MOT is just a generalized checkup. They will take bloods, they will check your blood pressure, test your urine and all that, just to generally check you. So that's one thing. I'm looking at the health part of it. And then something else is that we need to make sure that we are always active. When I say active, I mean doing some form of exercise. And these are what I call self-help. What do I put in there? Yeah, this is what I call self-help and coping mechanisms. Self-help and coping mechanisms, things that we can do by ourselves. So we take regular exercise. And one of the things that exercise do is that it just helps you to, to have a positive way of thinking, positive mindset, and then use any symptoms of maybe someone feeling low, or worried about anything. So it does help with the exercise. And then also, it's good to get very good sleep.
Wow.
Regular sleep, quality sleep. So when I had a look at it, because some people may be wondering now that when you say sleep, how many hours of sleep am I supposed to have? And I'm going to quickly look at the National Sleep Foundation. They've just reviewed it now. It's the new sleep times, the National Sleep Foundation sleep times.
Okay.
Now they said for a child of 16 to 12 years, they recommend 9 to 11 hours of sleep. 9 to 11 hours of sleep.
Okay.
But they also said that 7, 8, or 12 hours of sleep is appropriate. That's okay.
Okay.
Now, for a child or a person of, did I just say, of 14 to 17 years, they recommend 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
Okay, sorry, ma. The first one, you said 16 to 12.
16 to 13, apologies. 16 to 13.
To 13.
To 13. Yeah, yes. So it is recommended. So there is appropriate sleep and recommended sleep.
Okay.
Appropriate and recommended. So for 6 to 13 years, they recommend 9 to 11 hours. But they said that either 7, 8, or 12 hours is appropriate in between anyone. Now for the 14 to 17, they recommend 8 to 10 hours of sleep. But it's also said that between 7 to 11 hours, whichever, is still appropriate. Now, for a person of 18 to 25 years, they recommend 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And they now said in between 6 to 11 hours is also appropriate. Now, for where we kind of, I suppose where we are, people like us, and which is 26 to 64 years, they also recommend 7 to 9 hours of sleep, of which they say between 6 to 10 is appropriate. Okay. So that means if somebody is still sleeping 6 hours, it's still okay. Now, what I said that because I've heard people say, I've heard somebody I know who says, if you are sleeping more than 6 hours, then that person is not useful, or, you know, made some kind of statement. But what I'm trying to say is that in between those hours that we are talking about, you know, like we talked about writing of books, you know, sometimes some parents, it is when the children are asleep, that is when they can do things. So I've said that if you want to take like 4 hours or 5 hours during the night time, so that you get up early to do what you want to do before the children wake up, or you sleep late while they are sleeping to do it, that is fine. But the thing is, you don't make it a routine. You don't do 7 days, you know, 7 weeks. You understand what I mean? You know, 7 days like Monday to Sunday. No, you don't do it like that. So you just choose in between. And then during the day, you give yourself some nap. So if you know that, yes, you're going to go to the office, there's no way you can have a nap, then what you do then is just choose like 2 days during the week where you sleep in late or you wake up early to do those kind of personal things that you need to do, which you wouldn't have time to do during the day. So regular sleep, quality sleep is very important. Some people sleep is not quality sleep because their mind is full of so many things. Whatever is in your mind, you need to resolve it. That needs to be resolved, you know, because if you don't, it's still going to keep that person from sleeping, and it can lead to other things if nothing is done. That is physical symptoms that we can now start seeing, because the body is losing the sleep that it needs for it to regenerate itself and start another day.
Wow.
And also, apart from that, we need to eat very well. Eat healthy diet.
Okay.
Eat healthy diet. Very, very important. What we eat is very important. Avoid alcohol if it's possible. The reason why I said so, I'm not saying people shouldn't drink. I suppose maybe some people say it's in moderation, but because it's a depressant. Wow. So we need to be careful the amount that we drink. I know people, if they just take 1 cup, they will scatter the whole street. Then if you know you're that kind of person, don't take it.
Don't take.
You do things that you now regret the next day. So eat a healthy diet. You know, eat something that you know is good for you. Not too many junk food. You know, that's good because it can lead to so many things. You know, people put on weight and they have to be depressed because of that. You know, lots of things that we need to prevent. And then make sure you are talking to somebody, please. Very important. Very, very important. Make sure you have somebody you are talking to. You know, it is talking therapist. You don't need to see a psychologist. You don't need to see a counselor to be able to talk to someone. What talking to must be somebody that you know that is either supporting you or blessing your life. So always know the kind of person you want to share your business with. You understand? You know the kind of person you want to share. Please, one thing, because when I did this program, I think last week, somebody said the husband is beating her while the children are there. She can't even talk to the husband. And then she said she's ashamed of what people will say. So because of that, she's not coming out to get help. And because she cannot come out to get help, she's not becoming depressed. So she will now lock herself in the room and be crying. She's not sleeping. She's not eating well. And I said, you need to do something. Number one, domestic abuse is not allowed. You need to say something. You need to come out. They say a problem half shared is half solved. Because that talking about it really, really helps. It really, really helps. Make sure you're talking about it and you have someone you're sharing with, your pastor, your spiritual, you know, friend in church, your sister, your brother, whoever, but you're talking. Good. Make sure that someone else you're sharing with.
Yeah, that takes us to our next point before we wrap up. Yeah. It's getting really interesting. Now, research has shown that, you know, during the Lent or the Ramadan fasting, the religious, you know, fasting period, that there are always an increase in cases of mental illness or, you know, functioning. So, so I want you to help us highlight, what do you think is the relationship between faith and mental health?
The relationship between faith and mental health. Okay, now, mental health is very important with faith. They work together. Now, I am also from a Muslim background, and one of the things they've always told us is you don't, even with the fasting, you don't force yourself. And I also know at work that is also said. So if you know yourself, so there are some people who are on medication, who are on medication for mental illness, and they are fasting. So there are guidelines and steps for them to take. So, like for example, on the ward, the nurses will give them their medication early in the morning, rather than take it like 10 o'clock. They will take it when they are having their meal in the morning, and then take it again when they break in the evening. So that way, they've taken their medication. So we always advise against not taking medication when you are fasting. And then also, if you know, I have a friend who is a Muslim. She's got a lot of physical. She's on so many medication 4 times a day. She does not fast. And all she tells me is that God sees that she, you know. So when it comes to faith and mental illness, I would say that about our mental health, faith is so important. And I believe that our faith also helps us to maintain mental health. Without that faith, a lot of people would have broken down. I believe that. There are cases of people who have the mental illness, like you said, we do have them. But I know that a lot of people, that is what has held them
together.
So just hold on. Because number one, when issues come, the word of God helps us. By the time we open the Bible, even if it's just one line, just stand by that. The word of God tells us that by stripes we are healed. You hold on to that. The word of God tells you that this is just a process. You are getting to the other side. And that side is victory for you. The word of God tells us that for you, the reason of the cross that Christ died for us. Whatever cross we are carrying now, for Christ who saw beyond the cross, and he's sitting at the right hand of God today. He fought all those battles. All we do is just rest assured that our time of victory is coming. So yes, what would lead to that is that some people, even though they know because of the illness, they are not supposed to fast, they still fast. So in those, and then they don't take their medication. In those cases, there'll be breakdown. Some of them may not even be on medication. They probably haven't had the illness before. But because of the fasting, that illness could come. And in that case, what happens is we'll stop it. Another good thing about mental illness, though, is that once you are able to know the causative factor, then you can easily treat it. And then you are now advised to prevent it. Let me quickly use drug-induced, for example. Someone who take cannabis or ginger hemp and breaks down mentally. He knows once he stops it, most of the time we don't put them even on medication. If he's able to stop it, then it's fine. We've seen people just taking it for the first time, they just break down. And then it's fine if you can stay away from it. I just use that one as an example. So our faith, I would say, sir, really helps us to carry on in life. Somebody has told me that they said they were having pain, and somebody said, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to have that pain. If you are a true Christian, you're not supposed to have pain. And she said she looked at the person and said, are you for real? Are you from this planet? Or you dropped from another planet? So, and then the woman, because this person is a mental diagnosis, and said, if I didn't know my stand in Christ, and I didn't know what I know because of my profession, this is what will make some people think they're below other people. Or they will think that the God they are serving is not answering them. They will think there's something wrong with them.
So now, it just came clear right now that
yes, sir.
Him mistaught faith could be another big causative
factor, of course. Well done. Yeah, yes.
Because
true.
If the faith actually calls you well, somebody say, no, you're not well, look, you have from your so you have got anxiety, you have got uncertainty, fear, and
God help us.
Oh, but we will come back to this thing. But before you go back, in brevity, what do you think churches can do? To support in this area.
First thing, we need to start doing awareness talks. We need to do awareness workshops.
Yeah.
We need to do awareness because some people have people who are mentally unwell. They are hiding them inside the house.
Wow.
We need to do awareness talks. We need to do those workshops. We need to talk to people. Like I said, we are all human beings. We are made of the flesh. We need to say that the church is supporting you. We are here for you. You need somebody to talk to. We are here. Somebody, your husband is beating you in the house with children there. You can't come out because you are ashamed about what people are going to say. If the pastor is able to say that, my father did it, but I survived or whatever, if they are bold enough to start talking like that I was also there before, then the members of the church can come out and say, this is what I'm passing through. So we really need to come down and speak to our people and give them forums and avenue for them to be able to share their views. So it's not just money, but that's opportunity for them to talk to us that this is, what I'm passing through in the house. We are meeting the needs of parents or even the children and the youth. Most churches will just pack everybody together. We just pack everybody together, the same message for everybody. And then you now notice that a child of 2, instead of teaching them, you see them on the parents' iPad or laptop. Some of them are even playing game while the message is on. So God will help the church, because like we talk about people with children with special need.
Yeah.
Some people can't take them to churches because they'll say, what are people going to do? They're going to be looking at me. That is because the church has not been inclusive.
Inclusive, yeah.
The
Awareness.
church
Yeah.
be inclusive of everybody.
Yeah.
The church must be a place that somebody can run to and say, you know, this is my need. I need help. Please help me. So those stigma about abuse, about illness, about disorders must go. We need to tell people that you are loved. We are all one. And all of us matter to God.
Wow. All of us matter. We are coming back to that point. You see, there's one point that you mentioned that if we start that one, we might not close today. And I want us to take a cognizance of it as we go.
Okay.
You mentioned money. You said not about money in church. Do you know that, that money itself is in fact is a big factor?
It is.
Because when we put money at the center, someone who is less able to sow or give, you know, that person is already been, in fact, it's been the. You say that, oh, all of you that have sown, I pray for you, you are blessed. Say that the person is not blessed. You are going forward. That one is going.
Oh my God.
We're not feeling that one. Thank you so much, Reverend. I am very blessed. In fact, see my notes. I'll go back to the video. You know, I told you it's my area of interest. I'm really excited.
Yes, yes.
So if people want to get mentored by you, how can they get hold of you?
They can just either send message through you to me. They can check me up on Facebook and send me a message, because I'm mentoring some people.
Contact on Facebook, your Facebook.
Facebook. They can even email me.
Okay.
They can send me an email. It's afsat@aol.com. That's fine. I let that name Afsat so that I know where I'm coming from and where I am today.
Oh, yes.
Afsat@aol.com. So they can email me. They can go to Messenger, not just on Facebook, please, to Messenger and send me message. So that's they can get me through that.
Okay, good. And We All Matter too is available on YouTube.
On Instagram, so you can download it, even on Facebook. So we're advertising it everywhere. So I think if you just put We All Matter, Margaret Adedeji, just bring it.
It will bring it out. If you go to OK Waves